we have a really healthy AI community here. I see Underworld's here. A buddy of mine here in Portland, Chaz Gold, Marco from AI and Design. There's a really great community of artists here. And when we all started to talk to each other, we realized that this was kind of the same experience that all of us were having. And I'm, work in advertising. I'm not going to do that for free. So I was, we all were kind of like, we'll pass on that. And I made a conscious effort at that point because I was kind of going against the grain. Nobody really ever speaks up to the giant and says, I don't like what you're doing. I want to do this differently. And I think the creatives should be the one that are controlling the conversation here and not tools, because a lot of the existing marketplace as it stands today benefits to gatekeep creators at the behest of shareholders. And that is not conducive to a creative environment. So
it's the opposite of a creative environment. Yeah,
exactly. It stifles creativity. It pushes people through a funnel that weeds out, 95% of content. And it's not healthy for creative experiences. And look at what that's gotten us. I think all of the top films this year I read this week were all remakes or seconds or thirds of another movie. Like there's nothing new coming out.
Yeah, so exciting. So excited about the films that are coming out.
Yeah, I'm like, it really makes me want to like run back to the theater and for that theater experience. I'm not moved by any of that. But in the time that I've been in this space, like most of my media consumption now for entertainment is AI, and I love it. I've seen stories that never have been told before. I hear different perspectives that I haven't thought of. And, these tap into like the emotional experiences of all of these different creators. And that's not going to be homogenized through a corporation or a platform. And I didn't think that, these companies that make the tools hosting festivals or, agencies that are really just looking for talent and, free content was not really the way for creatives to get ahead in this space. And so after just kind of looking around and seeing what the lay of the land was, I've just decided to pivot in different directions. And for me personally, I want to get in front of my audience, whoever likes my stuff, with the lowest barrier to entry. And that means meeting them where they're at, at their home, on their devices. They say there's a study that was done that 8% of people get their media consumption through their handheld device, but 80%, 80%, get it through a secondary device, which means people have multiple devices on in their homes 80% of the time, which is a huge market.